Story time, vickiecrystalynn here. So this weekend, the universe showed me how authentic I am and showed me how powerful I am, and in such a beautiful way. So if you've watched my story, I own 20 acres of land, and my friend in June, she was going through a divorce, and she was putting some of her stuff on my land for storage. So anyway, I went up there after she put up her stuff on my land, and it just made me feel very uncomfortable. It didn't feel right. And at that time, I was telling her that I think I'm going to sell the land. But then after I seen her stuff on the land, it made me feel very uncomfortable, and I didn't want to sell the land. And so she understood, because I told her I'm very emotional about this land. It's like a part of me. So I didn't really hear from her through the summer. Well, I just woke up one morning. I'm like, I'm going to my land. My land is calling me. So I got a hold of my friend because she has keys, because her stuff's up there to the gate. And then she said that she's actually been up there camping for a couple of days, and that she'll be there, and her boyfriend's going to be there. And I'm like, okay. So when I get to the land, I always call forth the highest potential of the land when I enter, because it's like my sacred space. It's like the place that I can go and I can breathe and let go, and it's very sacred to me. So when I got to the land, as soon as I got out of my truck, I felt this heaviness. Like, it felt so heavy to me. It was like I stepped in mud. And so my friend walks up to me, and, we're hugging and everything, and it just felt so heavy and so dark. And then her boyfriend hugs me, and then they start telling me that there's, people stealing from their property, or from my property, and that they got their cars stolen, and it was wrecked in the canyon. And then I just looked at them, and I'm just like, who are you guys stealing from? Because energy, always got to match energy. So you guys are stealing something physically, but you're stealing something because for it to show up in your life. Because I've owned this property for 20 years, and there's never been any stealing until she put that stuff on my land. And so the guy looks at me, and he has this shock look on his face, and he's like, no, we haven't stolen. But I could tell that he had, something's going on there in the background. I could feel it. And I kept saying, I said, this doesn't even feel like my home anymore. This don't even feel, it just feels dark, and and Heather goes, so are you going to sell it to me? I said, yeah, right now I would, because it feels so dark. It don't even feel like my home. So anyway, so we all decide to do the beautiful fungi. So when we do the beautiful fungi, me and my friend were laughing, and then the boyfriend, he started throwing up, and he was saying the demons, are coming out of him. And to me, that's such a powerful experience, because the mushroom is always going to take you to where you need to be. It's always going to heal the first thing that you need to be. And when you're healing from the gut, and you're throwing up from when you do medicine, that's your gut telling you you can't swallow what you're saying about yourself, and you're holding all that energy in your gut. And so the mushroom goes in there, breaks it up, and you start throwing it up. The mushroom's always going to take you where you got to go, and it's always going to show you. So he was like frantic, and so he just took off, and my friend goes, should we go get him? And I was like, no, I feel like he needs to get out of here and carry the darkness with him, because he's going through a process, because we are all light and dark. And I felt this great darkness. Now, when I first met him, I felt him great light, like big light. And I can kind of see him like shining. But so I thought it was my, friend that was holding the dark. And I even told her, I said, you feel dark, I never held anything back, and I was just being me. Well, then I guess there's a lot of drama between them, and I don't do drama. I don't do drama at all. So she's telling me all this drama of, what's going on. I'm like, hey, you're bringing this forward for you to learn from, so all this stuff that you're talking about, you're bringing it forward to learn and heal from, because I, have known her a big part of her life. I know the trauma that she's been through, and she's carrying it from one relationship to the next relationship. And I said, you didn't heal in between, so you're carrying all those traits from the first relationship into the second relationship, and you're like, it's drowning her. I could feel the energy being drained from her. And so through that ceremony, I was clearing, the land, and we were laughing and playing just like little kids, and he's over there freaking out and doing his thing. And so the next day, I start praying over the land, and I'm healing the land. And so I said, whatever doesn't need to be on this land, clear it today. Well, anyway, not even within an hour, they're getting in a huge fight. The two guys, it was like that screaming match. But anyway, they start arguing, and then she tells him he's done and that he's got to leave the property. And I'm like, okay, great. And I just felt this big fresh air. So then she comes over and starts telling me the drama, and I just said, no, it's all meant to be. Just let it go. Don't get caught up in the middle of it. Don't make up all this stuff in your head and that you're right and he's right, because it's just meant to be. When you're going through big changes like that, we resist it, and we got to make ourselves right for validation why this is happening in our life. And it's just a big bunch of waste of time. But I mean, I understand that we're living the human experience, and you are trying to put validation through the experience that you're going through, but all it does is just make it harder for you. And this is what I really witnessed in my life. We just make the journey of healing through the chaoses, because that's where in chaos is where we always grow. And so we extend it when we're putting all of this crap on it. And so I just let it be. Well, I noticed through the day, my friend, she was just like, what are you thinking? She kept saying this probably like 50 times. She was just like, what are you thinking? And it really showed me how much I stay in the present. Because I'm like, I'm just looking at the fire, because we had a fire all day. And then, I was looking at the land, and I was walking and planting, sunflower seeds and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking about. And I could really tell that she is, her mind is racing, and she wants to tell her drama, but I'm not allowing her to tell her drama, because I don't want her to put her story on me. And because you can take that energy on. And to me, the relationship felt like, if there's going to be a name for it, the twin flame energy, it's all hot and fire in the beginning, and then it's complete destruction at the end. And we each get to choose where we're going to go. You're either going to go to where it feels good, or you're going to go to destruction, and it's going to destroy you just to find yourself back at the light. It's not like, we all don't get to the same destination, but there really is no destination. We're just here experiencing life. Well, anyway, so he leaves, and then Heather's trying to drop. Oh, sorry. My friend is trying to, tell me all this information, and I'm just like, no, you got to take you got to be accountable for what you're drawing out of somebody so you can heal it, but you're just taking all that stuff and you're throwing it on him. So, I could tell that she was kind of getting it, like it was skimming across the top, but I could tell when there was pinpoints that she did get it. And so I walked away, because we had just started the fire for the night. And I walked away, and I come back, and she had taken trash bags and threw all this trash all over the fire. And I was like, oh my God. I said, you took something sacred and you threw your trash on it. And I said, I can't believe you did that. And then I was like, this is right now is showing you, because the universe always shows you what you're doing in your life and everything that you do. And I told her, when you're doing something sacred in your life, and it's very important to you, you dump all your life trash on it, and you distinguish the fire. The fire goes out, and now you're just smoldering. You know what I mean? It's completely suffocated. So I told her, I said, dig out the trash out of the fire and then put it next to it. We're going to bury it. And so she starts digging out, the trash, and she's like, God, I feel better. And I said, yeah, you're releasing that energy. And she goes, how do you do that? I could feel the energy run through me. And she goes, you told me just to breathe. And I just felt this calmness come over her. When she was freaking out, telling me about her drama, I kept telling her, just breathe, just let it go. I'm in a point, I can't deal, I won't deal with people's, own suffering. And that's what they're doing, because I did it. And so I was connecting, with the fire. Once Heather got it all cleared out, I was connecting with the fire, and it got so beautiful. And it showed me like rebirth. And it showed me, me. It really did show. It was beautiful fire. I'm going to do a video. I got a video of it. But anyway, so then the next morning, I wake up and I had this dream about this darkness over this land. And I was like, it was like I could see the energy of the entity that was on my friend's boyfriend. I could see it. I could see how he was suffocating. I could see how he was... he's really connecting to this demon part of himself, which I feel like it was an entity. So that morning, my friend is telling me all that what they're doing up there, and that she had stayed in the trailer all summer, and that because there's a lot of abandoned houses up there, that he has been breaking into these houses up there. And I'm like, what do you... Oh my God. Okay. So this is where it went full circle, because it's showing what he's doing. That's why I'm getting stealing on my land, because they're stealing from other people. So then at first I got upset, and I'm like, I'm going to call the police. But then I'm like, nope, I'm going to trust this process. I'm giving it to the universe, and the universe will take care of it faster than the police will. So, and everything will be perfect. And so, my friend moved off my land. She got her stuff off my land. And, this was such a great learning lesson for me to stand my own in my own truth, and for me to witness that there was so much healing done on that land while they were there. They needed to be there. They needed to heal completely. And even though he's so dark, he got it. He got it. Everything that I was saying, because I wasn't getting into the drama, I was like, this is why it's happening, because you're putting this out into the world. And he goes, you blow me away. He goes, you are the real deal. He goes, you see right through people's bullshit. And he turns to my friend, he goes, it doesn't matter what you say, she's going to see your bullshit. And it's true. I see everybody's bullshit. And I don't play games where I can see that somebody's playing a game with their own life, and they're creating all this crap in their mind, and they're making their story bigger and heavier. And it's just like, I can't do it. And it's got to be out there in a blunt, loving way, that you're paying the bullshit of life, because you know what? Be the light, or you're going to be the dark. And it's just heaviness. You're either going to be lighter in your body, or you're going to be heavy in your body. We're really making the choices on those two things right now. So it really showed me how I'm ready. I'm ready to be on my land. And then I felt the love and the clearing when everything was happening. I felt all the love and clearing, and it felt like home again. And I know that I'm ready. I'm ready. And that was such a wonderful, authentic part of myself to see that. Because it showed me so much more than, that I even talked about in this. But you got to be honest. It's the middleman where we get lost. You're trying to make up the story, when it is whatever's happening in front of you, how are you reacting to it? And whatever you're putting out to the world is going to show up. It has to. It's matching energy. So when I was telling them they're stealing from people, they actually were stealing from people. They actually were stealing. And I told my friend, you have failed me. You let me down. And then I had to let that go. And that's just where she was at. But I think she got a little bit of it. I think she got a little bit of the energy. And she kept saying, you blow me away. You blow me away, because she goes, I just see so much light around you. And she goes, I can't even explain it. So, yeah, it was a powerful time for myself. Powerful. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my story. I send love.